Kính chào quý vị, tôi tên là Minh Thanh Trần. Hôm nay hội Vietnamese Real Estate Professional với hội vnarp tổ chức một buổi nó gọi là Real Estate Resort Summit. Mục đích là để chào đón quý đồng hương, người Việt cũng như là người bản xứ ở vòng khu vực East San Jose. Hôm nay chúng ta tổ chức tại trường trung học YB. Và mục đích là để giới thiệu tất cả những dịch vụ liên quan tới bất động sản đến cho quý đồng hương, bao gồm là xây EDU, bản vẽ, permit, mua bảo hiểm, thừa kế, làm loan, tất tần tật những gì liên quan tới bất động sản đều có các chuyên gia sẽ giải thích cho chúng ta ngày hôm nay. Mặt tôi là anh Đức Phạm, CEO của công ty Wonder Rate. Hôm nay cũng là một trong những cái sponsor rất lớn của hội vnarp chúng ta hôm nay. Xin anh cho biết giới thiệu về anh và về chút xíu về công ty của mình.
Dạ. Cảm ơn anh Minh đã tổ chức một cái buổi rất là vui, đông vui, bổ ích. Và Đức hy vọng là mọi người sau này sẽ tiếp tục ủng hộ những cái buổi mà mình chia sẻ kiến thức về bất động sản như vậy. Thì công ty của Đức là chuyên về làm loan và bất động sản. Đó. Bên mình thì hiện giờ làm việc 17 tiểu bang đó, với lại 5 cái office. Thành ra là công ty luôn luôn giúp cho khách hàng kiếm được tiền lời rẻ nhất. Và cái quan trọng nhất là khi nào các bạn có cái khó về loan, những nơi nào mà từ chối thì qua bên mình là mình có thể giải quyết gần hết, làm từ bên commercial rồi residential rồi construction loan, fix and flip và tất cả mọi loại. Và ngoài ra là công ty cũng có thêm division về real estate đó, thì anh Minh cũng trong top producer đó, tư vấn rất là tận tâm tận tình. Thì Đức rất là thích làm việc chung với lại anh Minh vì làm việc rất là tận tâm. Và các bạn có bất cứ câu hỏi nào về liên quan tới chuyện mua bán nhà thì cứ liên lạc với anh Minh đó.
Và đây giới thiệu quý vị, đây là Premium Care Heating and Air, là chuyên về HVAC, sửa máy lạnh cho nhà và business. Xin mời ông chủ tới đây. Chào Premium Care, cho giới thiệu về sơ sơ về công ty của mình nhé.
Dạ, cảm ơn anh Minh và cảm ơn mọi người. Tôi tên là Thiên, tôi là chủ của Premium Care và công ty của tôi là chuyên về điện lạnh, về những công trình máy lạnh, máy heat cho residential và commercial. Chúng tôi là một công ty có bằng, có bảo hiểm và đầy đủ mọi giấy tờ hợp lệ. Chúng tôi có thể giúp khách hàng có thể tìm được những điều tốt và giá cả hợp lý, cùng với đó là những promotion của chính phủ.
Kính thưa quý vị, trước mặt chúng ta đây là AKI Design Group, chuyên bản vẽ thiết kế architecture. Xin AKI giới thiệu sơ về mình.
Hi, Hi everyone. Anh muốn em nói tiếng Việt hay là tiếng Anh?
Tiếng Anh, tiếng Việt cũng được.
Ok, thì đây là công ty của em là làm về architecture với lại interior design. Thì tụi em thiết kế cho single home, ADU, tụi em làm SB9, rồi tụi em làm multi-family unit, like townhome, condo, rồi tụi em làm cho commercial, restaurant, design, everything.
Trước mặt tôi đây là cô Thảo, không phải là cô giáo, là cô Thảo. Làm ngân hàng East West Bank. Xin cô giới thiệu sơ về công ty của mình.
Dạ, cảm ơn anh. Em tên là Thảo, mình là branch manager của East West Bank. Dạ.
Giới thiệu sơ công ty provide cái gì?
Thì hầu hết là ở East West Bank, những cái service nào mà về bên banking thì đều có hết. Ví dụ như là mortgage, về bên residential mortgage, commercial real estate mortgage, investment và checking account, business account, tất cả những gì thì mình cũng có hết á. Ở bên bank cũng có, dạ.
Kính thưa quý vị, trước mặt tôi đây là công ty Diggity. Xin please can you tell us more about yourself, about your company?
Absolutely. I'm with Dignity Memorial, and I'm here from Oak Hill, the funeral service and cemetery. I help families prepare for the inevitable. What's going to happen? We all know that, right? One day, the good Lord's going to call us, and we're going to be sure that you're all taken care of and you don't leave this to your family. So it's about protecting your family before the time comes when you're going to go, okay? We also do ship outs. What does that mean? That means that if families want to go back to Vietnam, we help them prepare all the paperwork and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a complete package, not only, if you're going to do it here or in your homeland. So that's what's important for us, that we help you ensure and prepare for the inevitable, which will happen one day.
Yeah.
We're all going to go.
Trước mặt chúng tôi đây là Key Point Credit Union.
Yes.
So can you tell us more about yourself and your company?
I'm Erlyn, and I've been with Keypoint for less than 6 months, but we have Kevin here who's been with Keypoint for more than 10 years now. So what we have here, we do mortgage, we do refinance, we do ADU, we do HELOAN, HELOC, we do all other home mortgages that you could be looking for. So Kevin here has actually been with the Key Point for more than 10 years. And he's one of our top producers. So go ahead, Kevin.
So yeah, with Key Point Credit Union, we're a financial institutions. We offer checking, saving, business accounts, cannabis banking, mortgages, commercial loans, business banking, car loans, everything a big bank would offer. And we're not for profit, so everything that we earn, we give back to our community and our members. But yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you very much, Key Point.
Nice to be here. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Kính thưa quý vị, trước mặt tôi đây là có cô Vanessa Nguyễn, cô provide CPA. Xin cô giới thiệu sơ về công ty của mình.
Dạ, kính chào các anh chị. Mình là Vanessa Nguyễn, mình là founder của One Stop Tax and Accounting. Firm của mình thì được thành lập gần 10 năm, nhưng mà mình làm trong lĩnh vực về Tax and Accounting là trên 15 năm. Bên mình provide về cả business, individual and tax planning. Hy vọng sẽ được phục vụ quý vị. Cảm ơn.
Hi, hello again. My name is Min Chen again, and here in front of us we have Alliance Reverse Mortgage. It's a very special kind of mortgage. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, so reverse mortgages are designed for our homeowners 62 and older, and allows them to pull the equity back out of their homes, and not have to make a mortgage payment. They still are responsible for property taxes and homeowners insurance. We see a wide range of people who do reverse mortgages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cái reverse mortgage này, để cho mình dịch tiếng Việt chút xíu, là cho những người lớn tuổi trên 62 tuổi mà mình muốn lấy tiền từ nhà của mình ra để mình xài trước. Mình cần mua bảo hiểm, mình mà cần sử dụng mua xe mua gì đó, mình có thể lấy rút tiền từ nhà mình ra mình xài trước. Cái này gọi là reverse mortgage. Rồi, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Tôi mới tìm được anh đẹp trai nhì San Jose, tên là Trung Lâm. Xin mời anh Trung Lâm phát biểu vài ý kiến.
Xin chào anh Minh và chào tất cả quý khán giả của chương trình gọi là vnarp đúng không?
Đúng rồi.
Rất là nhiều người bạn bè chung hỏi vnarp là gì thì mình cũng muốn chia sẻ luôn là vnarp là hiệp hội bất động sản do các anh em trẻ liên kết với nhau. Mục đích là để mà tạo những cái sự kiện cũng như là giới thiệu về những cái hướng dẫn những chương trình mà giống như là đầu tư mua bán bất động sản ha, vay nợ cũng như là những cái thủ tục khác. Thì cái điển hình đó là sự kiện ngày hôm nay tổ chức tại YB High School, thì Trung cũng là một trong những thành viên cũ của vnarp. Thì mình đến đây với tư cách là cá nhân để mà ủng hộ các anh em trẻ, và thấy các anh em trẻ rất là sốt sắng và rất nhiều coi như là những cái organizers, là những người cái gọi là venue đó, những cái người mà đồng tham gia để mà đem những cái sự kiện giống như là chúng thấy có Bank of America nè, mình thấy CEFQ nè, rồi rất là nhiều Wonderate nữa, rất là đông. Và mình hy vọng đó là cái chương trình này đó càng ngày càng phát triển hơn. Có một điều á mà Trung cảm thấy á là hơi thiếu sót một chút nha, là mình góp ý là cái flyer vnarp năm nay á hình như chỉ có tiếng Anh thôi, không có tiếng Việt, nên mình cảm thấy là hình như là rất là nhiều người Việt Nam đồng hương hiện giờ chưa biết cái sự kiện ngày hôm này. Đó thì Trung nghĩ đó, mình góp ý cái điều đó cho ban tổ chức là make sure là những lần sau có những cái chương trình như vậy cho đồng hương phải có những cái flyer, những cái tờ quảng cáo bằng tiếng Việt để người Việt đồng hương có thể dễ hiểu và tiếp cận hơn sự kiện ngày hôm nay.
Trước mặt tôi đây là công ty Chat You. Xin cô Brandy giới thiệu về công ty của mình.
Dạ, bên SafeQ là hội tín dụng, cho nên là chúng em cũng có đầy đủ những cái dịch vụ tài trợ cho khách hàng, từ saving, checking, CD, money market đến auto loan và cái nhà cửa hoặc này nọ. Nhưng mà cái vấn đề mà mình cần hiểu là bên hội tín dụng là nó khác một tí, là bởi vì khi mà bên đây làm có tiền thì hàng tháng một năm thì họ sẽ trả lại cho khách hàng đó, cho nên là có nhiều cái dịch vụ rất tốt cho người Việt. Mong cô chú anh chị cứ việc liên lạc với Brandy để tham khảo. Dạ, cảm ơn ạ.
Kính thưa quý vị, hôm nay chúng ta có một người luật sư rất là tài trẻ. Xin cô luật sư giới thiệu về mình và công ty của mình.
Dạ, em cảm ơn anh Miên. Dạ, rất là cảm ơn vnarp và mọi người đã có một cái buổi gặp gỡ như ngày hôm nay. Tôi tên là luật sư Hannah và tôi chuyên về living trust, estate planning, trust administration và chia thừa kế tại tòa. Rất mong là có cơ hội để được trao đổi những cái kế hoạch hết sức là riêng tư và long term, lâu dài về bảo vệ tài sản đối với quý vị. Dạ, xin cảm ơn.
Xin cho số điện thoại luôn để người ta liên lạc mình.
Dạ. Nếu mà quý vị xin vui lòng liên lạc với luật sư Hannah qua số điện thoại 408 796 9117, hoặc là có thể là gửi tin nhắn đến số điện thoại 408 614 9117. Dạ, xin cảm ơn.
Quý chào quý vị, trước mặt tôi đây là Bank of America. Xin cô Hương giới thiệu về công ty của mình.
Dạ, em là Hương Lê, Bank of America Home Loan. Em là my NMLS ID number 633547. Hôm nay tụi em rất là vinh hạnh được là nhà tài trợ cho cái vnarp program. Very nice meeting everybody.
Thank you, Hương.
Hi, my name is Gloria Treywick. I'm with Bank of America. We are here to deliver information about how you can become a homeowner. And we are basically giving you $17,500 in grants. If you qualify for income, it's going to be income and geographical eligibility. So it's really something that everyone should really come and understand, because now people think that you can't afford to buy a home in this area. You can. We have a lot of success stories, and we would love to share it with you. Thank you.
Give us a contact number so they can, if people want to find out more your programs,
yes.
Who do they call?
Well, we have phone numbers right here. We have Hung here. We have Helen. We have every financial center in Bank of America should have a lending specialist.
Okay.
Okay.
So just go to Bank of America.
Go to Bank of America at your local financial center, and they'll be able to help you.
Hi, my name is Jenny Nguyen. I'm taking care of business solution advisor from Bank of America, the Cotto Village.
I'm Hong Lee from Bank of America, Union City, 1900 Dakota Road. My NMLS ID number is 633547. Let me know if you need help with home loan or banking.
My name is Helen. I'm loan officer with Bank of America. I'm based on Mountain View branch.
Thank you, team. Thank you very much.
Stand for the national anthem. You may all take a seat. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to vnarp Silicon Valley's Real Estate Summit on May 16th here at Urbana High School. As part of vnarp's mission as community leaders, it is to provide events like these to bring our community, vendors, and sponsors, and to help you make informed decisions in today's community. So vnarp has been founded since 2015 right here in Silicon Valley. And since then, we've expanded to many other chapters in Texas, Florida, and Southern California. And for us to be able to work within our Vietnamese community, we are partnering with programs and mortgage officers, financial advisors, insurance, to help our communities make informed decisions and have resources. So today is a huge event. We are so excited to bring the community together, and we're having a very exciting panel, 4 different panels today about their home buying process, loans and mortgage, 1031 exchange, ADU, and many more. And on top of that, we have a raffle, a very, very exciting raffle. So for those who have entered and registered online, you must be present to win. But those who are present today will be entered into a raffle to win a round-trip ticket to Vietnam via Vietnam Airlines. But in exchange, if that's not your cup of tea, it will be exchanged for $1,000 cash. So may I get a raise of hands, who would want a round-trip ticket to Vietnam? How many of you have not been to Vietnam? Oh, wow. So this is a great opportunity. Thank you so much for coming. So to get the program started, I'm going to invite Will, our president of vnarp Silicon Valley, to share a couple of words. And we want to thank all of our sponsors, our volunteers, our community members, and our guests that came today to make this event possible.
Thank you, Paige. Well, thank you everyone for being here. I know it's beautiful sunny Saturday. Being here, you're making your time, your valuable time, being a part of us. vnarp, our mission is we stand behind CARE, which is we stand about cultural enrichment, advocacy, resource hub, education, and social responsibility. And this is the reason why we are creating this event to support our community. We are advocated for home ownership, financial literacy. And hopefully you can learn something or share something with your friends, family, and let's make the home ownership as the generational wealth building through real estate. I look forward to it. And without that, without our sponsors, our volunteers, our amazing team, we won't be able to make this happen. So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for the attendance. So we were able to invite Sam and his representative being here to give us a few words that's supporting our event, and he believes in financial literacy is a way to go to build generational wealth. So Sam will give us a few words, and I have Victoria, the representative from the state here, will share with us a few words. Thank you.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2026 Real Estate Resource Summit. Thanks to all the hardworking and volunteers with Team vnarp, particularly Will Nguyen and all of the board members. We appreciate very much what you do both through the summit and every day to help thousands of our residents in this very expensive Santa Clara Valley get access to home ownership, particularly in this moment when we know we are the most expensive metro in the nation and the most challenging. Of course, my name is Sam Ricardo. I work for you here in Washington, D.C. I regret that I can't be there in person, but fortunately Victoria is there representing us. And I am so grateful for the important work you do. And I have some sense of it since my wife just got a real estate license. I understand how hard you work every week, every weekend to help build generational wealth in our community. Please let us know how we can support your important work. Thanks and have a great day.
Hi everyone, so my name is Victoria Tweed V. McDowell. I am here on behalf of U.S. Congressman Sam Ricardo. Unfortunately today he is in Washington, D.C., so he can't be here, but he wants to share his gratitude, of course, for all of your hard work for the community. And I wanted to invite Will up here so I can present you with a congressional certificate, just recognizing all of the work you guys are doing. It's really important to share resources with our community on financial literacy, and Sam is actually on the Financial Services Committee of the House of Representatives, and so this is a very important issue to him. So thank you all for all of your hard work, and thank you, Will.
Okay, and now we would like to give a special recognition for our sponsors who made this event possible. Wonder Rate, Duke Pham, Wells Fargo Home Mortgage, Rosie, Bank of America, Julie Franco, Page P Insurance Services, Sandy Boyd, Key Point Credit Union, LJ Grossweller, East West Bank, Taulay, Premium Care Heating and Air, Tracy Tran, AKI Design Group, Cindy Nahari, Dignity Memorial, Angie Cardoza, Hannah Hang Feng, Estate Planning and Probate, Mary West Credit Union, Alliance Reverse Mortgage, Apex Homes, Lou Anthony Limon, VR Squad, and SEPQ. Please give everyone a round of applause. And do we have YB High School's principal in the house?
Unfortunately, she cannot.
Okay, so in our part of our program today, we want to make a special announcement for the scholarship. So as part of the event proceeds and for our objective tonight, this afternoon, there will be a $5,000 scholarship commitment to YB students from vnarp Silicon Valley. And also another reminder that we have the raffle. So those who registered and will be present today, you will be entered in a raffle to win a round trip ticket to Vietnam via Vietnam Airlines, or it will be $1,000 cash. Okay, next we will have, as I call up your name, the sponsor, please come up to the stage and you will have 1 minute to talk about your company and where your booth location is. So first, may I have SEPQ Credit Union? Brandy Hua, please give her a round of applause.
Hi everyone, how's everybody doing today? First and foremost, we, on behalf of SEPQ and of course vnarp, Thank you so much for making your time to come and support us, visit us here. I represent SEFQ. We are partnering with vnarp for a good long time now. And SEFQ is a credit union locally here. We're federal, so we basically finance nationwide. The company started since 1937, so it's been a good long time that we've been in the business. SEFQ so far have sponsored and support over 1,000 charities throughout the nation. We place an important emphasis on community development, benefiting community members such as us here today. And I'll be the speaker in a bit, but my booth is right there. Please feel by, stop by, say hi. Love to say hi, personally hi to everybody. So thank you again, and we'll see you in a bit.
Next up, we have our platinum sponsor, Wonder Rate, Duke Fam.
Hi everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you everyone to come to this event. It's a very good event, and OneDirect is the mortgage company. We have been supporting vnarp for a while. Right now, we licensed in 17 states with 5 offices, and the key thing is we can say your loan, our solution. So if you you have income, or you do not have an income, or you don't want to go with the income check, you still be able to get a loan. So our solution is to try to find the best loan solution for you, either low interest rates or make it funded. Yeah. And thank you everyone to join this event. Thank you.
Next up, we have Wells Fargo Home Mortgage, Rosie.
Alan, you got out of this one, but you're going to be on the panel. Thank you all for being here. I don't want to add any value to products and programs. We all do products and programs here. We're here about the community, right? We're here to support vnarp and outreach in the community, and that's something that we do a lot of with Wells Fargo. So I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your Saturday to be here. This is important. Let's get engaged with the community and let's try to meet some home buyers. Thank you.
Next, we have Bank of America. Is it Julie Franco? Gloria Trawick.
Hello, hope everyone have a good morning already. I'm here, my name is Hong Lee. I'm with Bank of America. My NMLS ID number is 633-547. So we're here to support the community. And if you have any home loan questions, please let us know. Our table is in the front. And at this time, we do offer a grant for first-time home buyer, or if you haven't owned a property for the last 3 years, if it's a primary resident and if the address is qualified, you get up to $17,500 Bank of America grant. So the $10,000 down payment grant is toward for the down payment, and up to $7,500 America home grant toward closing costs. So please let us know. Contact us if you need home loan consultant and bank accounts and any other product that you might have questions. We will help you.
I just want to say, just to come and meet with them. I'm here. My name is Gloria Trawick. I'm one of the managers here. I just want to let you know that I have success stories I can explain to you. We have clients that come into the branches and they come in for a deposit to do an earnest money deposit. Then we have a lending specialist that finds out that they can qualify for the $17,500, so they walk out $17,500 richer. So it's one of those things that you just don't think that you qualify for buying a home in this area. You can do it. So it's very possible. That's why we're here to support you, to educate you on the process and what to get you ready for homeownership. So thank you so much for your time today.
Okay, next we have PHP Insurance Services, Sandy Bui.
Hello, my name is David Wright, and I'll be speaking for Sandy. We are PHP Insurance Services, and we're located on Tully and McLaughlin in San Jose. And we've been serving the community for over 20 years now. Trung started the company when he was just doing health insurance. And now we've expanded to help the community with property insurance, commercial business insurance, health insurance, taxes, those kinds of things. Because he realized that it is all connected, as all our industries are connected in some sort of way throughout our lifetime, from the beginning when we start paying taxes until we retire. So if anyone needs help with any of those items or has any questions, please feel free to stop at me. And again, my name is David.
Next, we have Key Point Credit Union, LJ Grossweiler.
Hello, everybody. Kevin Sun with Key Point Credit Union, speaking on behalf of LJ Grossweiler. Key Point Credit Union, we're a not-for-profit local credit union. Just want to talk about specifically our new program for ADU financing. So we're looking to build ADU on property, whether in the garage, attached. We offer ADU financing, HELOC or key loans. We offer cannabis banking. So if anybody that knows sort of the weed business, we offer that as well. We're a full financial institution, checking, savings, small business loans, commercial loans. We're over there too. Keep on ready.
Next, we have East West Bank, Tao Lei.
Hi, my name is Tao Lei. I am a branch manager of East West Bank. I can see that there's a lot of lender here, and great opportunity for me and for us, and thank you enough for these opportunities. Actually, we are specialized in commercial lending. So let's say if most of you own homes, right? But if you would like to find out more information regarding about how to become, business owner lendings, come to us. We can help you answer all the questions. But besides lendings, we also provide residential mortgage. Let's say we not requires income, low income, no doc. Come to us. We can help you with the very best package. Well, if you want to find out more information, our booth is right there, the red tablecloth. Come to us and we welcome to you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bina.
Next, we have Premium Care Heating and Air, Tracy Tran. We have
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tian. I'm the owner of Premium Care Heating and Air. First, I would like to thank everybody here to make this event happen. Thank everybody to be here, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of it. So, about my company, I am the owner of Premium Care, and we specifically doing job on the HVAC industry. We cover all installations, repairs, and maintenance, and we also have some programs to help with the customer, like zero interest for financing, and if the government entity rebates, we would offer to the customer as well. So quality is our first priority, but we understand that if we can find a way to cut down the cost without cutting corners for the customer, that will be a plus as well. So please check out our booths. We are ranked #1 by my mom and God. 5-star reviews by my beautiful wife and kids. And last but not least, being surrounded by successful and driven people right here is an honor for me. And I hope that after this event, not only my company but all the vendors and all these individuals here will continue to thrive and make a lasting impact to our community. Thank you so much.
Then we have AKI Design Group, Cindy, come to the stage.
Hi everyone, my name is Cindy and I'm from AKI Design Group. We are an architecture and interior design firm, and we do all commercial, we do residential, we do ADU, JADU, we can do multi-unit like townhome, condo, we also can do infrastructure. Right now we are focusing a lot for the community. So actually, thank you for inviting me. This is my very first time that joining any of the community event, and I'm very excited. I usually not out. If you have any question about any of the process or any permitting process, please feel free to talk to me. And I can provide a service for the SB9 and how to split their lot, how to build 2 different single home on 2 different lots and do IDU on the side. Anything relating to architecture, permitting, legalization, you're more than welcome to stop by my booth and talk to me if you have any question. And also, we also do for commercial, we design for restaurant, for coffee shop, for boba shop, for any kind of architecture and interior design services. Thank you so much.
We have Dignity Memorial, Angie Cardoza.
Thank you so much on behalf of Dignity Memorial, which is, we operate locally and we operate from San Jose all the way to San Francisco. So we've got, what do we offer? What we're offering our families is pre-need services. What does that mean? That means that you're not leaving that final decision to your loved ones. You pre-planned, you've taken it into your heart to say, I'm going to do this because I don't want to leave this to my loved ones. Okay, so pre-planned services, we do funeral services, we do cemetery. Another thing called is ship out. Some of us do not want to stay here, we want to go back to our homeland. We also do that, and we do it in the best of loving care. That's what we provide for you, loving care for all of your families, because we never, never want to leave this final decision for your loved ones. It's hard enough when we lose a loved one that we don't want to go and have to have them go through that process. So our booth is over here with Dignity Memorial. Come spin the wheel and see what you can win. Okay? Thank you so much for inviting me and being here. Thank you.
Then next we have Hannah Fung, Estate Planning, Probate and Trust Administration.
Hello, thank you for having me today. My name is Hannah, and I am, providing legal services in estate planning, trust administration, and probate. So I think that every family is unique. So that's why what my strength and focus on is that personalized estate planning. And to all the real estate partners here, I do have a lot of calls from all of you to support your clients in with questions like what is the best title that your clients should have, and then how is the legal consequences and taxes. So I do have free consultation. If you have any questions, just connect with me, and I'm looking forward to serve you all.
And then next we have Mary West Credit Union, Martina Valentine. Martina Valentine from Mary West.
Hi, okay, my name is Henry Jeans. Martina, I'll step in for Martina. Really quickly, because I know there's a lot of banks here, we're also Silicon Valley Santa Clara-based credit union since 1961. So it's our 65th anniversary, and we were originally IBM's credit union that became West as it is now. So, and we do all the same programs and a lot of the community-based approaches for lending. I'm in the mortgage department that I think a lot of people do. We do have one unique niche, and I may talk about it in a bit later, and that is tenancy and common ownership, and I'll explain a little bit about what that is, and how it kind of fits in with the affordability conversation in the Greater Bay Area. So kind of a unique program that I think we're the only lender that offers TIC financing. So thank you.
We have Alliance Reverse Mortgage with Tracy Klein.
Hello, my name is Tracy Klein with Alliance Reverse Mortgage. I have over 19 years of experience doing reverse mortgages. Reverse mortgages are a special niche market that allow people to take equity back out of their homes and do a variety of things, whether it's aging in place or helping their estate or their heirs purchase properties. We help people do reverse mortgages based on their situation and what they need for their family. Thank you for having me.
We have Amy Tran with Apex Homes EDU.
Hi everybody, how's it going? My name is Amy. I'm with the Apex Homes here. Just want to say thank you for everybody for being here on a Saturday morning to make this happen. So please clap it up for yourselves. I'm super excited. So Apex Homes, we are a design, build, real estate company. We focus on building ADUs, single-family homes, multifamily, and we have everything in-house from architects, civil engineers, construction team, sales, material, kitchen and bath, the whole 9 yards. And our goal is to really provide more affordable housing. I'm from San Jose, grew up here, and our goal is to build more housing so that people that were raised here can continue to stay with their families and communities. So we're in the back corner right here for our booth, so if you want to come say hi and talk, we'd love to connect with you. The most important thing for us is building a relationship with everybody, no matter who you end up working with. So thank you.
And then we have Lou Anthony Limon from Law Office of Lou Anthony.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Lou Anthony Limon. I encourage you guys not to Google me. I practice primarily divorce law, and I'm dabbling in estate planning. I don't know what my relevance to this event is. I'm not a bank or a mortgage service provider, but I can tell you that Will, my friend, texted me to come and asked me to show up and talk, and that's what I did. And in, I guess, thinking about my relevancy here, I think Will mentioned that one of the goals of vnarp is to create generational wealth for everyone. I can tell you that divorce is the #1 killer of that goal. Think about that.
Well, on a lighter note, VR Squad, King. We have Lynn Trug.
We are VR Squad. We provide real estate marketing, and we do photos, video, and virtual tour and staging. And we build websites.
So if you want to come chat with us or check out our work, we're just in a booth right in the front, right by the photo booth, which we also provide as well. So have some fun taking some photos, okay? And thank you, vnarp, for providing and putting together such a resourceful and valuable event for the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to our sponsors. Without them, this event would have not been made possible. And as you can see, the purpose of the Real Estate Summit is to bring all of our trusted vendors, partners to you. Because every day, life decisions, life planning, there's just so many questions, and you do not know where to go or who to go to. So we brought everyone here, so that way you can go check all the booths and have your questions answered. Because not everyone's situation is cookie cutter. Not everyone's situation is, there's a template for it. Everyone's life situation is so different. So speak to a lender, speak to a representative that fits your lifestyle, fits where you need to be, fits your objectives and your goals. All right, thank you. Please give a big round of applause for everyone that came up on the stage. Okay, now we are going to get the program started. Our very first panel is going to be the home buying process. So the two people that's going to be the hot seat, can I have please bring Sunny Mack from Keller Williams Realty and Min Tran, Wonder Rates.
Đấy nè. Đi đi.
Which seat is left hot?
You're in the middle. So my name is Paige Nguyen. I'm also a realtor. I do residential. And I've been a part of vnarp since the beginning for 10 years. So I'm very excited to bring the resource fair and summit with you today. And to have next to me in my hot seat is Min Tran. And then Sunny Mack is going to go over the home buying process. So because I'm also a realtor, I'm going to be asking them some questions. And we have Sunny, who's, go ahead and introduce yourself and your specialty.
Oh, yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Sunny Mack. I am one of the top mobile home specialists here in the San Jose area. And I'm also the only mobile home specialist nationally recognized by the National Association of Realtors for their 30 Under 30 program. On top of that, I'm very happy to say I am also top 1% in Santa Clara County. Not only do I help people buy and sell regular real estate, condos, townhomes, single-family residence, but I've really found my passion in the mobile home space. So not only do I help buy and sell mobile homes, but I also build mobile homes. So taking the old mobile homes and turning them into new. But a lot of people also know me because I am very privileged to serve as your Miss Vietnam San Jose for 2026.
Your resume sounds pretty good.
How do you follow up with that?
I can't. So she is top 1, I'm top 5, so not good. Anyway, when I've been trained, I work with Wonder Rate, and for the last 3.5 years, I am serving the Taipei area. I travel everywhere I go. I like to travel around outside San Jose particularly. It's a privilege to drive around and see difference between cities and cities. And it's easier to go outside of here and you can naturally make a very informed recommendations to all the home buyers. Otherwise, people just live around here. They don't know Merced, they don't know Modesto, they don't know Tracy, they don't know all the city around here. The home is still very affordable out there. About an hour away, you can find anything around $500,000, $450,000, $600,000. So I'm pretty knowledgeable around the city in the Bay Area. And I also do sell a lot of businesses. So if you have a business for sale, or you want to buy a business, or want to build a business, contact me.
And since we have two individuals who have different specialties, I'd like to, what are the first 3 steps someone should do before they purchase a home? 3 steps.
But I always joke about this on my commercial on Facebook. All you have is money. Everything else, I take care of it. But there's so many steps you can do. You're gonna have to prepare yourself at least with regularly, 2 years of W2 if you go that route. But this day, kidding aside, if you saved up some cash and you've been working a little bit for a while, we'll find a way to get your house. They're always, because all of you here offer something. So I have a privilege to know a lot of lenders in this group, and I talk to them a lot. And every lender here offers something very special, that we can find you a home if you have some money in the bank.
So should a buyer go look at a home before they talk to a lender?
No. I think they talk to, so different perspective. For me, a buyer go to a realtor first. If you can make an argument, you can go to a lender first. But for me, I believe I know the niche around all the lenders. So you come and talk to me, and I refer you the right channel to go there. Let's say you have 5% down. I take you to some credit unions. They have really good loan programs. If you small businesses, then we take you Wonder Rate or other non-QM folks. So I think, from my perspective, if you are new to home buyers, go talk to a good realtors. Because the reason why, because if you go to a lender, they not all the product they have. But as a good realtor like myself, I know all the products out there. I introduce you, the home buyer, to a good lender that fit your needs.
And in order to be a good realtor, you want someone that has a lot of resources. Because if you come to them for advice and they don't have recommendations or referrals, that's a little bit of a red flag, because you collaborate with many, many lenders in this industry. You want someone that's resourceful.
Thank you.
And Sunny, what are the 3 steps a buyer should do before buying a mobile home?
So, first 3 steps for buying a mobile home is very similar to what Anmin said. And first is to get pre-approved. That's the first thing I always tell people. I meet a lot of clients at open houses where their very first open house, they really want to see what is out there, but the very first step I always tell people is to get pre-approved, because you really take these hypothetical questions and you make it tangible and specific to your specific financial situation and circumstance. So you really know how much house you can afford. Maybe you have like a hypothetical price point in mind, but once you really break it down to what the monthly is going to be, and then you add space rent, insurance, and then utilities onto that, then maybe it's not the best price point for you. Secondary is because mobile homes is more of a niche area. It's not like regular real estate. There are a few more hoops that you have to jump through. So talking to a mobile home specialist, not just a real estate agent that does a few mobile home transactions a year, will definitely help your case, because each park has different rules, has different standards and guidelines, and some parks might be more strict than others. So I face situations where some people might have a low credit score or lower on the credit score. They think that they can't get into a mobile home at all, that they have to wait a few more years to build up their credit. But if you work with a mobile home specialist, there are some parks where you can actually guide them where credit score is not an issue. Income is not as emphasized as other parks. And then the third one is really doing your research online. So we have a lot of YouTube videos, shameless plug, for the Vietnamese community and for the English community as well. But doing your research online on Zillow. So if you guys like window shopping as much as I do, going on Redfin, going on Zillow, seeing what you like, seeing what is on your wish list, what is a must, like how many cars can you fit into a carport is very important, because not a lot of parks will have additional parking, or is a backyard for your dogs really, really important as well. So really honing in on what you know will expedite the process and make it a lot easier.
And then for entry level, condos, townhomes, single family, or mobile home, what is the best entry point into home ownership?
A lot of people start with mobile homes, and I found a very interesting that not only people buy condo and townhome, they want something independent, and you bring your cousins, you bring your neighbors, and communities. I think it's a good start to start with the mobile homes, and we'll go with that. You agree? Mobile home, girl?
Yes. Well, I say like if you can't afford the condo and townhome, I recommend that as well. But with the Bay Area being one of the most expensive markets in the entire country, sometimes the $800, $900, $1 million homes is not a good entry point or a realistic entry point to the working class, middle class families. So a lot of people, they are starting to turn their options towards mobile homes because like Anand said, you have that independence, you don't really share the four walls with your neighbors. And even though you do pay space rent, I can't speak for any other market, but in the Bay Area, mobile homes do appreciate in value. So at least you're paying into an appreciating asset that you can then pass on to future generations and create that generational wealth. Or you can sell it and then use that as an entry point to get into residential townhouse, condo, single-family residence.
Yeah, alternatively, if you don't want to buy a mobile homes or a condo or townhome in San Jose area, Bay Area, you can drive an hour away. There's a lot of opportunities out there. Just an hour away from San Jose. We in San Jose, talk about San Jose. So you have about $500,000, $600,000 and you can afford to commute. There's a lot of options out there. And so that's why I said I travel a lot in the Bay Area. I know pockets, I know places where, it fits someone's family that have the same budgets.
So we talk a lot about preparation, but when you're actually located and find a home, the one word that pops up a lot in contracts that buyers need to be informed about is contingencies. So can each of you go over the contingencies, in a traditional home and then a mobile home?
Okay, so a lot of you probably know, but some of you don't know contingency. When you make an offer, so you find a house, you go to Redfin, you go with your realtor, and you find a house. So now you ask your realtor to make an offer. That means you send an offer. Let's say you want to buy a home in San Jose for $1 million. And then on the contract, there are a lot of contingency that you can put on it. For example, the first one would be inspection contingency. You want to go there and with the inspector and inspect the house yourself. You can even bring a contractor, even went over and walk around and inspect it for yourself. That is the main concern about the house is how the status of the house, how good is it, and even sometimes we miss something. So that's why you want to hire a professional person, a company, come over to your house, for a future house, and do the inspection. That for me, that's an important one. And then any other contingencies based on the loan contingencies. So if you have to have a loan, then you have to have a loan contingency. Those are two main ones that pay attention. But the first one I think is important. If when you buy old homes in the Bay Area, you need to have that contingency. But contrary to that, there's some hot homes. Let's say it's $1 million, but they only sell for 900. So they don't want any contingency at all. So at some point, you have to make that decision for yourself. Is it worth to all the risk to go non-contingency? So I would discuss that with your realtor. By the way, if you hire a realtor, please trust him or her to do the work. If you don't trust your realtor, then don't hire that person. It makes everybody life miserable in the buying process if you don't trust him or her. So, and then he recommend go zero contingency, you go zero. If he say let put a contingency, let put a contingency. So that's why we hire professional for.
Yeah, so for mobile homes, there's 4 contingencies, and how I explain it to a lot of my buyers is it's the 4 walls of protection that is protecting your deposit or your earnest money deposit. So there's loan, like I've been said, appraisal, inspection, and then specific to mobile homes, there's park approval contingency. I would dare I say that park approval contingency is probably the most important contingency because you can want to buy the home, you can have your finances in check, the seller can want to sell your home to you, but if you do not get park approved, the deal falls. So when I'm helping buyers, there are some contingencies that are more important than others. Usually there will be inspections or inspection reports in the disclosure package that your realtor should download and for you to review before you submit your offer, so you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. The other contingencies, loan and appraisal, are very important as well, because during the due diligence process, they're making sure that every details checks out, and a lot of the time, the lending process for the mobile home is a lot more stringent because it's dependent on the park approval or the space rent factor. So it's a lot more, they fine-comb through every detail before they approve you, and then before you're able to release that loan contingency. But for the park approval contingency, there's two main factors that will ultimately affect whether or not you get park approved or not. The first one is your credit score. Usually parks will want a 675 credit score in order to get into the park. Of course, there are some parks that do not require that. And then the second one, which is the biggest one, is how much your income is in respective to the space rent, plus the mortgage if you're financing the home. Usually the blanket rule is your household income before taxes have to be 3 times the space rent and the mortgage. Of course, there are some parks that require 3.5 times or 4 times, so it's just really important to know which park and to make sure that you qualify for the park rules before you submit your offer and then get it accepted, because nothing feels worse than going through the process for 3 weeks and then you find out you're not park approved, and then you start the process all over again. And I've seen people kind of drop out of the process afterwards because it's such a traumatizing event.
Thank you, Sunny. So part of the home buying process, there's a lot of little steps in order for you to get there. And it's very important to find a realtor partner that advocates for you and has the right resources and information. Because this is just a high-level overview, but when you are prepping to purchase a home, when you're in the process, when you're in escrow, there's going to be a lot of questions. And you want to find a realtor that can help you understand the process from A to Z. So there is no dumb questions. This is one of the biggest assets you're going to purchase. You want to be able to find a realtor that is your advocate and will answer all your questions with confidence. So thank you, Edmund and Sunny. Last question to take away is, what is one thing you would want buyers to know before they enter the market? One takeaway.
Takeaway. I tell this to my clients all the time. Answer 2 questions. One is, do you need a home? And second question, can you afford today? You need a home that you want to see me, but can you afford it? If you say yes on the second question, go buy it. Don't wait. There's nothing to wait about. You don't wait for the interest rate to go up or go down or the housing market to crash. But you know yourself today, you need a house and you can afford it. Go get it.
And for me is talk to a mobile home specialist. That's gonna be my biggest advice to you guys, because even if you're just window shopping, really, and then the second thing would be to get pre-approved. It's free. There's no strings attached. You can get pre-approved with as little as 2 days, and it's good for 3 months. And then if you decide that you're going to take 3 to 6 to 9 months down the line, it's really easy to refresh and whatnot. And then you can take that number and window shop as much as you want, or take that next step and actually go and see the homes and stuff too.
Okay, thank you, Sunny, and thank you, Ben. Everyone, please give him a round of applause.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for being my hot seat.
Yeah, it's really hot.
Okay, our next panel, we have loans and financing. So those of you who are kind of trailing off back there, please come, take a seat. We have an amazing session coming up. Please make your way back to the stage. So I'm going to invite our panelists. Can I please have Henry from Mary West, Duke Pham from Wonder Rates, Alan Russell from Wells Fargo, Hung Lei from Bank of America, and Brandy Ho from SEPQ. home buying process, and now we have our amazing lenders in the hot seat to answer questions that were, these are burning questions that our audience and buyers would like to know, and our specific panels has different specialties. So I would like to go ahead and put the mic on Luke, and then do a quick intro again to remind our audience what is it that you do.
Okay, so my name is Luke Pham. I am one of the top producers in mortgage brokering in the whole United States, and we already closed more than like $2.5 million, and with thousand clients happy. And our slogan is like your loan, our solution. We try to find the best solution for you.
Hi, my name is Henry Jeans. I'm with Mara West, and I've been in lending a good 25 years. My specialty, however, is, as I was saying, tenancy and common financing, which I've been doing for about 20 years. Kind of it's a unique approach to home ownership. I think we'll talk about this more, but that's part of what I do in particular. And it's very relevant for the California market, particularly North San Francisco area, all the way down to Los Angeles and San Diego. It's really beginning to change a lot of affordability angles, especially along the coast, particularly where condominium conversion is difficult or impossible.
My name is Alan Russell. I'm with Wells Fargo Home Mortgage. I've been doing mortgages for a few decades, and I wanted to say I love hearing people's stories. It's the best part of our job. Trying to make those dreams and stories come true, because when you buy a home, you're building memories and wealth.
Hi everyone, it's Brandy again. I'm with SEFQ. I've been with the company for 17 years. SEFQ specializes in first-time home buyer, as well as returning buyers such as investment and commercials. And be happy to be up here with my peers and provide the information as much as we can. So thank you again.
Hello everyone. I am Hong Lee, Bank of America. I'm with Bank of America for 20 years now, and I've been in lending for the past 30 years. So we are Bank of America, so we're proud to be the home ownership lender. So we help with the community, we help with home loan, we help with Bank of America product, checking, saving, and CD, and anything that you need help with home ownership, and including if you need help with fixing the credit, we work with partners that can help you to improve your credit so you can get ready to buy your own home. And we also have the grant to help you guys, so we will go more details as we go. And we are so happy to be here. Thank you so much for to be part of vnarp today.
Let's give our panelists a round of applause. Especially taking time out on a Saturday to sit here and be here with us. We're very grateful. So to start off, what loan programs are most popular for first-time home buyers today?
Like my introduction earlier, we offer first-time home buyer Bank of America grant, and then for down payment and closing cost credit, we offer up to $17,500 if the property qualifies.
SEFQ again specializes in first-time home buyer. We will protect you while you shop, meaning that we will lock your rate for 90 days while you shop. That way you have a peace of mind. Also the fact if rate happen to change between the time you go out and shop until you give us the purchase contract, or up to 90 days, we will relock your rate at no cost. Again, SEFQ first-time home buyer, we do not charge origination, underwriting, or processing fee. And on the back end, we help with first-time home buyer credit. We'll help close with the closing costs as well. We have flexible financing from 100% to 97%. 97% is somewhat similar to FHA. except that we don't require upfront fee. And also the fact that, of course, you can remove your PMI when property eligible at 80% or so. For those of you who are not wanting to pay PMI, we do have a split financing, 80-10-10. If you're jumbo, you can do 10% down with PMI, or we can also carry the 5%, where it's 85 and 50. Okay?
Which loan programs are most popular for first-time home buyers today?
All right, so the program that works is what works for that individual. So we have grants. Yours are 17.5, ours are 15,000 that you have available. But we lend in all 50 states, FHA, VA, conventional. But again, tailor it to each person's need and what's important. If they're short on down, we work with that program. If they have a lot down and they can move assets to get a discount on their rate, we can do that. So it's really tailored to the individual.
Okay, so I'm probably going to sound similar. We have a lot of the same programs in terms of first-time homebuyer. We do 100%, we do bridge loans, and doctor's loans as well. So those are all different angles for those groups. But in terms of affordability, what I see the most, again, begins to be the angle of tenancy in common, because it's taking existing multi-unit buildings that may be tenanted, that aren't going to be able to be converted, and allows them to become real property amidst. So in other words, a 4-unit building can now become 4 independent pieces of real estate, essentially as tenants in common. It's a little bit of a process, but this by itself has really become a major avenue of affordability for many years in San Francisco, and recently in Los Angeles in a very, very big way. And it's just a matter of time before it comes down to Santa Clara Valley, and it's really has applications up and down. So that's kind of our
as you know, right now, at Wonder Red, we have 50% people go with the income check, and another 50% go with no income check. Even for first-time buyer, you can buy investment property. You don't want to show your pay stub or bank statement, or even you don't want to show your tax return. We do have very special program for first-time home buyer. Don't want to do income check, and don't want to short the money, for down payment, for example. Those very popular nowadays. People can only 1099 or P&L, and even you don't have to prove anything. Yeah, we do have a program called no income, no down. Yeah. Okay.
So what are lenders looking for most when they're reviewing a buyer's application?
For the case, with the income check, and normally, the bank they look at the income and credit score. But for the program like no income check, normally, the bank they only look at the down payment. You have at least 20% down. If you down less than that, then normally they do not approve. So for the no income check program, they look at the down payment. Yeah, and sometimes they look at the credit scores as well.
What are we looking for in an application? We just had one unique case whereby a couple had been receiving their only source of income for about the last 20 years was simply a family gift arrangement that was pretty supportive and quite nice, but it was an absolute non-starter from a couple of the places we had to talk to. I mean, just gift income by itself was not going to work, and our underwriter manager looked at this and they said, okay, listen, the source of the income is, but we can see the consistency of it. It's on the bank statements, it's on the tax returns. This is reliable income, and we don't know what can happen the day after the loan closes, but you don't know that with a standard job. So they basically said, okay, this is something that we can consider here as far as the approach goes. That was what it was.
So we need to know, when we review cases, we're looking at each person, what your background is, the consistency, I like what you said, consistency of income and assets. Do you have the ability to repay? There may be a guideline to say that, but I'm asking you, can you pay this money back? make it so, the first panel is talking about what you have to do to get ready. Part of that is, you can take that whole map, but now let's put what you can afford, what you want to do, and what you can do. And it makes the map more manageable. You can focus in certain areas. Same thing with lending. Tell us your story, really understand the background.
For Steph Q, definitely is affordability and sustainability. When we're helping a member, we're not just helping them in a short run, we're looking for a long run. How can we support them in the long run? Not just buying this home, buying the next home. So affordability means everything. And for those who have blemished credit, let's not worry about it. Let's build so that way you can get there. We partner with credit counseling, who's offer credit counseling at no cost. So we help members in that area. And of course, we work with members throughout the process so they're not left behind. If they don't qualify now, how can we help them qualify in the next 2 months, 6 months, kind of guide them through the process. So it's not just, come to us when you're ready. It's more like come to us, let us help you throughout the process until you're ready.
We are a community home ownership, so we try to help with zero down payment or at the minimum of 3% down payment, because we have down payment assistance program, and also we can look up to see if any city or county have any down payment funds available to help you for the down payment and closing costs. Credit, as far as credit, we are very flexible because we have a lot of different loan programs, and because we are direct lender, so we also try to work with the client from the first time to prepare. We offer free pre-qualification process and pre-approval to help you to review the payment, how much you need to get prepared, to get ready until you're ready to buy, and it's free of cost. So we can help you, and like I said earlier, if you need help with credit improvement, we work with a partner to try to get you ready so you can be more confident and be ready to, when we review the mortgage payment and expenses for the house, and then, depends on you're working with the realtor and, in the area that's more affordable for you, because we try to help you to get to the home that you can afford.
This is something I wish they taught us in school, but how do we improve our credit scores, right? Financial literacy is so important, and this is something we have to learn on our own in the real world. So just a quick tips. What can a buyer do to improve the credit score?
The easiest way is before you plan to buy the home, you can have someone to pull your credit score to review your credit score first. And normally I always have a tip for my client, do not open any new debt, or you limited your use of credit card. Let's say the credit card is have a limit 10,000, then you normally, if you want to maximize your score, you use only 1/3, or maximum is like half of your credit line. Otherwise, it will be significant, reduce your credit score. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably be echoing the same thing, but consistency with payments, maintaining balances, not having erratic balances. I think that's a really key point. As he was saying, watching the 50% balance on a credit line, and let's say you go up to 95%, that's not good in helping your credit. So you have to be mindful of if you have a $5,000 level, that how you're using that is really important, not just that you have that one.
Real life example, I could pay cash for a car. I thought I was a smart guy, so I financed it. And financing that car, because you get hit for a new inquiry, and you get hit for a new debt, and you get hit for a new balance. So my score went down 40 points for financing $15,000 or whatever it was, right? So what everyone has said here is important. Keeping your balances down below, I'd say 25% of the line of credit. Anything that's open within a year is a deduction on your credit score. So it's, just think of it as a predictive tool to determine who's going to pay. The higher the credit score, the more likely you are going to repay. So pay on time, keep your balances low, don't open new accounts when you're getting ready to be reviewed for credit.
Echo to what my peers say, but also important is to have a mix of credit. Having just a mortgage loan itself, yes, it helps, but you also need credit card, auto loans, and all that good stuff. Also, the important things of basically capacity, like my peer mentioned. Although they gave you a credit line, let's just say 50,000. Be mindful of how much of a balance you're taking out. Also, if you can, make extra and above the minimum payment, because that would be building your score a little bit faster. And of course, if you ever running late or have any issues with payment, call the creditor, work with them. That way, they're trying to minimize or find ways not to report you to the credit bureau.
Yes. If you're thinking of buying a home, I think first you need to build your credit. And we're looking at, I think, the minimum of 3 trade lines, like credit cards, retail credit, you buy retail store, credit card, Visa, MasterCard, anything that, or you own a car, you have a car loan and stuff, so you try to get at least 3 credit card, 3 pieces of credit for the minimum of 12 months, so make it easier, and then we offer credit cards as well. So let's say if we do a pre-qualification for you and we see that we don't have enough credit cards or enough trade lines, we do offer credit card, a secure credit card to help you to build your credit that you're ready. However, we can use the other trade line like rent payments, utility bill payment to help you to qualify for the to cover the credit needs.
I would like to add one more thing, like in case if you already have a, let's say, low credit score, like 640, 680, and then at Wonderred we do have a service to help you to rescore. We look at your credit score and look at your balance, and then we can help you how to improve it, and we can rescore. And typically take about a week to get your score better. It's another option for you to consider.
So in Silicon Valley, we're very familiar with different types of loans, conventional, FHA, VAs. But specifically for what exactly is a non-QM loan, and who is it designed for?
The non-QM loan is, they call it non-qualified loan. So typically, it's designed for people they don't have, they don't want to do the income check, or they want to do an income check in another way. Like you don't have to give your pay stub, or you don't have to give your tax. But in turn, you can use like P&L, or maybe just 12-month bank statement, 2-month bank statement, or you can use like 1099, or in some case, you don't have to show anything. You just need the down payment. Yeah. The key thing is like interest rate is still, of course, higher. For the standard one, the income check, let's say around like 5.5 or 6%. With the no income check, of course, it's going to be like 6.5 or 7%, usually 1% higher. For the non-QM loan.
And then we had another topic, tenancy in common. So what is tenancy in common, and why is it growing in popularity?
Okay, so I'll just kind of quickly break down what tenancy in common is exactly, and how it compares, for example, to condominium or cooperatives. So those are the two closest similar types of properties, but you basically have the exclusive occupancy right over a certain unit that's managed through a private agreement. This concept, for many years, holding property as tenants in common just meant two unrelated individuals co-own equal or unequal amounts of a property with a written agreement usually in place. In the 1980s, an attorney kind of brushed this concept off, imported condominium CC&Rs, and really formalized how this ownership structure could be. So you're getting something that the owners have a real direct control over the management of the building, unlike where it is with a condominium or a cooperative. It's a really unique ownership style. And the reason why it's growing so rapidly in California is that condominium conversion in vastly all the communities, virtually all the communities up and down, is really difficult, if not impossible. You know, San Francisco has its long history with the lottery that's been gone now for a decade. It can be done, you know, in some communities, but at a great cost, great legal, you're just going to spend, whereas you can just take a 4-unit building, a 5, a 10-unit building even, or 2, and just convert it to tenants in common ownership, and everyone will have real property. That's the one key, is that each of these interests becomes real property through and through. It flows through your estate, just like a house or a condo. It's not some kind of community shared thing that you got to come back to, or like a BMR arrangement. No, this is just simply another form of real property. So
in our communities, we have lots of multi-generations. So what are the risks and rewards of co-owning?
So co-owning here means, the one thing we do, first of all, is the financing part is fractional TIC financing, and that's one of the things that AmeriWest, and I've been doing for 20 years, AmeriWest offers, is independent loans secured to undivided interest so that you're not sharing. If we're all buying a TIC together, I'm not connected, we're not connected, so if he defaults, no offense, that actually does not impact my loan whatsoever. And that's really key, and that's one of sort of the novel innovations that's come about in the last 20 years. However, taxes and insurance are definitely still shared obligations. Tenants and commons are still one parcel all around, that's the key. This is still one APN under the roof. And so we have one insurance bill. We have to manage it together, find insurance. Taxes are based on your purchase price. So if you buy your unit for $500, you pay taxes on $500, just like a regular property, your neighbor for $600. You then have to work that out with the accountant and say, okay, because you're only going to get one tax bill. Well, who owes what? And that all has to be managed. So it's a combination of both, protected individual ownership along with community property management.
And then I think this is everyone's favorite. We hear this a lot. So is it smarter to wait for rates to drop to buy now? I'm sorry, is it smarter to wait for drops to drop? No. Is it smarter to wait for rates to drop or buy now and refinance later?
Woo, I'll just say it's a tough world these days to figure out where rates are going. There's a lot of events going on around the world, and that seems to be the main driver. So you could say buy now, but I'm going to let him handle this here.
Very smart. For me, it's just like we talked earlier about pre-approval. What can I buy, and what value do I have today? Because that I can control a little bit. It's what the market is today. If that works for me, buy now. Don't wait. Because, as you said, I can always refinance later. So it's an old axiom. I'm going to sound like an old guy, but you basically, marry the house and date the range. So.
I agree with my peers. You own a piece of property here, basically you own a piece of jewel here. As you've seen, we ride a wave, like many waves have we ride, but housing in Bay Area has remained steady, has remained calm so far. The good thing about SubQ is, let's say right now you pay this market rate, and in the future, if rate happen to drop, you can request for rate modification, meaning that is to basically lower the rate for the remaining term without having to deal with the hassle of refinance. Or, usually when you refinance, you either have two ways, stretch out the term or shorten the term, because there's no such term that, would I say, fit into that remaining point. So that is an option. Yeah. Okay.
So, like most of the men, buy now if you're ready. Because if you wait, and I don't know, wait for, until when. There is a client that they have to wait for like 5-6 years, and then they wish that they regretted that they could have bought like years ago. So it's hard to say when's the best time to buy, but it's always the best time to be home owner. So get into a home first, refinance, anytime, because we don't have any prepayment penalty. So you can always look into refinance, contact us, and sometimes for the 30-year fixed rate loan program, sometimes we even offer the client rate modification like after a year. And we just offer automatically. So we have some client that they call, and then suddenly we check, have a tool to check, and then they didn't know that we offer them lower rate with only a processing fee. Okay, so just buy when you're ready, and talk to us, and we provide you the pre-qualification for the payment and everything. If you think you can afford to buy now, just buy now. Because I think when I started with Bank of America, everybody thinks the rate now is high, but remember years ago it's like about 12-15%. And now it's sometimes we still want to rate, they still say why too high. But actually sometimes now is even a low rate already.
Also, the depreciation is 3 to 5% per year, and I don't do anything for 5 years. And that home was $1 million. I lost. There's a lot of money that was on the table I didn't get.
We're having a current live session on the stage, so if you're in the back, please keep it down. Thank you.
Can I add one more thing? So normally, when the rates drop, it creates more affordability, and then the price, usually it might go up. So I totally agree with all the panel, if it's affordable for you right now, then you just buy it. Because timing the market is very, very difficult, and if the rate go down, then normally the whole pricing will go down.
Lots more competition, right? Okay, so to wrap it up, what is one financial habit every future homeowner should start today? One.
I think the financial habit is for me, I always tell people, first you always need to build your credit score good, because your credit score affects the interest rate a lot, and it will save you a lot of money if you have a high credit score. And you should spend the money on wealth, to build wealth, instead of buy fancy stuff, and it might depreciate a lot. Home in Bay Area usually it appreciate for at least the last 20-40 years.
I think one thing I would just say is that expect everything to cost or involve a little bit more in the way of resources than you initially planned. So if you're thinking of going in and you want to, this is your target market and this is what you have allocated, just be prepared. You will probably need more. Be prepared for the unexpected. It is always there. We'll just stay vigilant looking at properties. There's always something new and different and exciting. Every day, it's amazing what you can find.
And one thing for me is life is choices. Where are you going to spend your money? I had 10 subscriptions. I had ordered DoorDash 20 times. We started adding it up. It was a lot of money in a 30-day period. So choose where you spend your money because it will affect your future.
I totally agree with that. Take care of your savings, and your savings will take care of you. And also take good care of your credit, because before the lender gets to meet you, get to see you, they see your credit. And also importantly too is that if you wanted to create wealth, of course, get a starter home, look into investment opportunity, grow your 401k, grow your stock, and things of that nature. But importantly too is that when you're ready for the process of buying a home, find an agent that basically match with your need, because we have so many agents out there. Everybody specializes in different things, as well as the lender. Before you go and go out and shop for the house, make sure you know your buying power. Just like you go buy a car, you go to find what your buying power is, so that way you go to the dealership, you're not being hassled by the salesperson. So it's great first to also find a great realtor, because that person basically held your hand through the process. And of course, us lenders too.
So I agree with you, buying power is very important. However, we do offer, very important for Bank of America client, we do offer life plan. So we actually had it built in your Bank of America mobile banking app, a life plan. so you can just fill that out and get yourself prepared. We also offer a real estate center where you can look up property that qualify for the down payment and the America Home Grant. So we have all the two. So come to us and then we can introduce you to all that link and then you can get yourself prepared. And we want you to own a home as soon as you can.
Thank you. So as you can see, we have very important lenders on the panel because there's so much information. So each lender, each bank has something to provide, different services, and it's not one size fits all. So find someone that can help you. We have tons of resources, connect with our lenders, and please give a round of applause for everyone that's on the panel today. Yes, you're free. Thank you.
Thank you, Paige.
Okay, next we have building wealth through ADU and construction. Please have to stage Amy Tran from Apex Homes, Cindy Harari, and then we have Vicky Nguyen. Also a reminder, we have a food truck right outside that's available for purchase. So if you're hungry, want to pick a bite, we have our food vendor right outside. Is it Vicky? Okay, Vicky, have a seat. And then do we have Cindy? So we went over the home buying process, loans and financing, and now we're going to dive into building wealth through construction and ADU. So as I go around, please go ahead and say your name and just a quick intro to remind our audience what you do.
My name is Cindy and I'm from AKI Design Group. We are doing architecture and interior design services.
Hi again, my name is Amy with Apex Homes.
My name is Leah and I'm from Apex Homes as well, and I'm construction and building product.
Hello everyone, I'm Steven, I'm an AD's assistant.
Hi everyone, I'm Vicky. I'm the victim of the...
Vicky, just a quick introduction, and then we're going to go over red flags in construction.
Oh yeah. I'm Vicky and I'm the owner of One Home Care LLC.
Thank you, Vicky. So as we dive into right off the bat, what are the current ADU opportunities in California?
Yeah, so there's a lot of ADU opportunities right now. As you all know, the housing price is so high. I cannot afford a house right now. I grew up and I'm in real estate, right? So I think with ADUs, there's so much opportunity because we can't make more land. What we have in the earth is there, right? But we can maximize the area that we have with all of the existing homes. Helping our family stay here for investment, for our kids, our aging parents. So there's just a lot. Did you want to add a little bit on? Am I passing this around or?
Yeah, you pass around whatever you add. So as we dive into, so what should homeowners evaluate first before deciding to build an ADU?
For the ADU, I think the best benefit is for, maybe young couple and they want to, help with the burden for the mortgage and they want to rent out the space so they can build the ADU so they can rent out the space to help with their mortgage and then also get, take care of their parents. So the parents can come over there, live in the ADU, the young couple can take care of the parents, the married parent can also, take care of their children, things like that. It's like, help with the connection between the grandparent and the grandchildren. I think that's a very good thing. And then also, not only you have one ADU, you can also do the JADU. So the JADU, you can have the grandparent live there, and the ADU you can also rent out. So in that for the room, so one single home, you can have one JADU and one ADU. So There's a double benefit. So I think it's very good industry. A few years back, was when the first law came out, I was like, this is very good opportunity. I wonder how it's gonna take off. And all of a sudden, this has moved like that. And this become a very big market right now.
So what should homeowners evaluate before they decide to build an ADU?
So I've been doing a lot of high-end construction, and a lot of people see our job site and ask the question of, we're doing ADU, all of a sudden there's an ADU. And I try to bring in more knowledge and introduce them what we're doing. And most of the decision they initially take on is that they want to be an ADU for rental to maximize the potential of their landlords. So so really the first thing first is to maximize potential.
Yeah, I think the best benefit of the ADU is you have a double space to live in, but you don't need to pay much for property tax, and easy for you to go between first house.
I'd like to add on to that. I think it's just important to really understand what you want. Everybody's different. All of the clients that I help, they just had a baby, they need more space to live. Their kids just graduated college, they can't afford a $1.5 million home. They're gonna come and have their amazing parents help them build it. Or their parents are now 70, 80 and can't take care of themselves and need help, right? I think I see a lot of Asians in here, like we're very family oriented, right? So you want to take care of your family and do everything you can to help them. So I think the first step is just really understanding what you want and also your backyard and what you want to keep. Some people have a special tree or certain area where they spend time in. So we work with you to kind of figure that out as an architect designing it, right? So I think just working with you to understand what you want.
So I think for us, as realtors, as we're taking our buyers to check out properties in the lot and land size, everyone gets very excited. They want to be able to build an ADU in the front or in the back, but of course, there's certain things you must do in order for that to happen. But what is the, I would say, basic criteria for an average buyer to walk in? What can they look for if it is ADU potential?
Well, I think the primary thing is to make sure that it's zoned residential, and then you want to look at kind of the setbacks. One of the most important things is flood zone, as pointed out. PG&E is always a problem when you get involved with them. And I think, frankly, the state of California has made it very easy to build ADUs now, so they're very flexible. I think the most important thing you want to look for in an ADU is ultimately your neighbors. If your neighbors have an ADU, then most likely you'll have an ADU as well.
Just want to add really quick, Steven is not my assistant. He is our amazing architect. So I just wanted to clear that up for you.
But unfortunately, architects do work for realtors.
So what is the most common reasons ADU projects get delayed? Everyone wants to get ADU. They think it can happen overnight. But what is realistically the number one reason why they get delayed?
So they get delayed because I think most is they choose the wrong contractor.
Tell us more.
Right. So let me dig deep into it because a lot of contractor they do a quick job, get out, right? So we at X Home, we have everything in house. We have design team in house. We have structural engineer team in house. We have construction team in house, and more of our construction trades are also in house. So we are there. We're not going anywhere until we finish your job and we take the money. But before that, we make sure our client is happy, right? But another thing is that, again, Stephen already told us about PG&E. A lot of PG&E decisions we cannot control PG&E, right? Also, a lot of clients like to customize the ADU, and there's change and there's revisions happens. So there's a lot of delay the project. But mostly, the costly is to choose the wrong contractor.
Yeah, I think Viet hit that on with the construction, but there's also delays prior to that, right? The construction is kind of the last phase of the project, right? We have everything before, so you have your initial stage where you're doing your design and your zoning and all your sketches and things like that. And then once we submit it to the city, do you guys think the city is fast or slow? Slow. So we have a lot of delays, even though we have pre-approved plans with our company. We can get permits pretty quickly. Within the fastest is like a month and a half. In San Jose and neighboring cities, your property has to qualify for the pre-approval. So, how many houses around here do you guys think are in a flood zone, or in a fire zone, or in geohazard, or historic? There's a lot around there. Most of San Jose is in a liquefaction zone. Anybody know what a liquefaction zone means? This is like, it sounds really fancy, right? What does liquid mean? Water. So in the event that there's an earthquake or sudden huge movement, the soil underneath could shift. So the permitting team and the planners and all of the architects have to account for that, right? So the city takes longer to review things like that. And then also like fire sprinklers, we have to account for as well. I had a client where they had their fire hydrant on another side of their neighborhood. So if it's usually over 400 feet away, the city is going to require new fire sprinklers, which is like, anybody guess how much fire sprinklers are for your ADU? Anything, just shout it out. $200? $1,000? $20,000? Yeah, usually fire sprinklers, what we're seeing is a lot more than $200. It's around maybe like 8 to 15K, depending on how big the ADU. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that the city and the permitting can take long too.
Yes, I have to add on to that. I agree. So if you have to determine, the zone first of all, and then you have to have a geological report or soil report to determine this is going to be in the liquefaction or it's going to be the flood zone. So when you design it, because I do have a project, so everything's approved, and then all of a sudden they say, you know what, I want the soil report. Give me the soil report. And after this have the soil report, say, it's not enough. I want the geological report. And then everything is delayed because of that. BG is another big deal. 6 months. Yeah, I know. As some project is just waiting, the house will be built and done, just sitting there for 6 months because no BG, no electrical. No one can move in and live in there at all.
I just wanted to add on to the PG&E. 6 months. Can you imagine going home every day? You have this brand new, beautiful ADU that your architect and construction team built, and you can't even go inside it? Like, oh my gosh, that's crazy, right? So we have in our company a team that's just focusing on improving all of those challenges. So our mother company, Alpha X Real Estate Capital, which is a kind of our founder, Apex Homes is the sister company. We partner with PG&E directly to talk with them and speed up that process because it affects everybody, right? So we want to make sure, like, how can we improve the process so that when your ADU is done, you can just move in and be happy and not stare at it for 6 months.
So next, we want to talk about what are some red flags homeowners should watch for when they're hiring a contractor.
Yeah, I'm a visitor, so I can share with you guys the tip. Yeah.
So we want to be able to keep it informative, so we don't want to list the name of who we used, but share your experience.
Yeah. So my experience is I have a group around 60 visitors from San Jose and Bay Area, and yeah, so 90% we build ADU. So for me, I build the ADU for my business. And I think it takes around 1 year for me to look at the contractor. So the first thing you would like to double check the contractor has license. You can go to the website of CSLB. You can check the number of the license, make sure it's active. The second thing, of course, you need to know where they are. You come to the address. Oh, this is the house, or they just rent it. You can ask the realtor to check, is it the owner or not, right? If they told you that they will build for you, make sure you have a contract. And within the rule, you just need to pay 1,000, no more than that. But in fact, they make the deal with you to make you feel okay. You can pay more because you want cheaper. So make sure you look around what the real price. The price, make sure it's reasonable. Because who you want to cheating you, they will show you, oh, this is so cheap. Right? And then you get that. Okay, you can pay a fine for him. So when you choose the contractor, make sure you check the license. The second, you need to ask them the W-9. The W-9 can show you the social security number. Who you want to talk with you about the social security number? Right? But when you work with them, of course you have right to ask the W-9. Because if something happens, who will say hi to them? IRS. Oh no, nobody wants the IRS. Is
So,
it correct?
Vicki, can we go back to just highlight and high level? What are some red flags to avoid when hiring a contractor?
Yeah, so you need the license, you need to know who they are, you need to double check that the how you built before or the how they built for somebody before, and you can compare the price. Because all the scam they all the way to do is show you the cheap price. And the second thing is you can check with the community. Community is very important because they can show you who is good, who is not good, and you can check with the history of the contractor. For me, I check everything, but in the end of the story, they still cheating because I already paid for them at then. So do not pay for them at then.
Next, in order to do an ADU, how important are permits and what risk do homeowners face if work is done without them?
I'll answer that, but also I want to reinforce what you said too. I think the due diligence process of looking at contractors, especially red flags, is like one, asking for references, right? And then looking at the details of the process. If they want 50% of up front, that puts you as a homeowner very much at risk. You know, they can just walk away and they won't have any recourse. But your question was around permitting. So I think the permitting one, every city is very different. Every city will have different, let's say, design requirements and or regulatory processes. The forms are also different. And so the best thing one can do to prepare for that is to have an architect or a designer such as yourself really go through very thoroughly what the requirements are. The reason why cities are usually slow is because, again, every intake is different, and so what works for Santa Clara may not work for Sunnydale. If this incorrect information slows down the processing on their front, then it delays the construction because the contractor will have already assigned all this crew on the schedule, and if you don't have the permit at least in time, your crew goes somewhere else.
Construction, we bills made on permit. No permit?
Yeah, I have to add on into your point. So different cities definitely have different requirements. For example, some city is harder than the other city. City of San Jose is very slow because the amount of work they have and the amount of a lot of unpermitted work. So they have to legalize. So that's why they are very slow. I agree with that. On the other hand, for example, like the city of Mountain View, the city of Sunnydale, they are difficult. They're not an easy pipe. And it's also depend on the plane checker. The plane checker, San Jose, I just happen to be the most easy one because they just want to get all the project done and done. The project is Sunnyvale. Some of the plane checker, they are in the commercial, and they have to be assigned to do on the rest of the project, and they just want to do the design of the commercial quality on the rest of the project. So for example, the ADU, they want to fire rate in the ADU for no reason. I have to fight with them about that, say why we have to fire rate it all the wall for the ADU. So it's also like I say, depend on the plane checker, also depend on the process too. The process in Sunnyvale is faster because they move on very fast, but because also maybe because they have less project, but the project in San Jose is lower, just because you number of project, but the plane checker, the experience is, it's different. Everything is different. So some of the clients come to me and say, I expect it to be done in 1 month. No, it's not gonna happen. So it has to be, it's happening how based on the city time. So the city time is very unpredictable. We cannot just predict the city is gonna get it done for you 1 or 2 months. So give a contingency 3 to 4 months. Yeah.
On that really quick. There's all these issues. Oh my gosh, are we scaring you guys for the ADUs? So yeah, all these challenges, right? So how do we solve it? It's really all about relationships, right? Who you know, right? So I'll give you an example. We have senior people in our company who have been building homes for over 40, 50 years, senior civil engineers, architects. So we had a challenge in San Jose where we went to the city and they told us that we couldn't build the ADU in the back because there was some type of easement. They called it a relinquished access area. Like, what does that mean? So we checked it out and they said, yeah, you can build. And our senior civil engineer, Kevin Wise, he talked to his buddy, longtime colleague in the city, and I guess there was just a miscommunication. That's all it was, right? But as a normal homeowner, are you going to try to fight back with the city and, start going back and forth with them? No, right? You're going to listen to what they say. So we figured it out, and now we have the project. It's a 2-story, 1,000 square feet ADU. It's almost done. We can go and show you, but just an example like that, it's just about the relationship and how we can figure it out.
Sometimes you have to fight. Sometimes you have to fight with them because, we are human and our knowledge is very limited. So what I know and what they know totally different. And sometimes, for example, I have a plane checker. You think the plane checker is very experienced and very knowledgeable, but sometimes they're not. Sometimes they are very also not senior. They just junior, they come in, they don't understand. And sometimes they miss the code. And sometimes, they say, oh, this is by 30 feet. Say, no, it's not. You have to fight with them. And sometimes we have to win the fight because sometimes their reason is very ridiculous and it's not acceptable, yeah.
Professional, help you out. You don't have to deal with all of that.
Yeah, because sometimes, I say, okay, fine, this is a small thing, I'll let it go, but this is ridiculous. It's going to cost my client another $35,000 to fire rate. That won't make no sense. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fight with you. And, and then here's a code, draft the code, and then they look at the code and say, okay, fine, you're right. So, to say the client a lot of money for that, that's great.
Have the real story how to make the permits come better, sooner. That's when I work with the city. I and my architect and the co-worker in the city all the way email with 3 of us. So if you let the architect do that with the city, it may take longer, but the owner always stay with them to put them. So I get the permit easier and exactly what I want. That's my experience. But I'm not living in San Jose, so I don't know what's going on in here. But in my city, it goes very good. I live in El Sorrento, and the city help me in materials. Yeah, that's my experience.
With the topic of ADUs and construction, ever since it became legalized and we're able to have it in Santa Clara and certain counties, it's a very exciting topic, but it is also a very complex process. So being able to have the right team, the right company, the right resources to help you, and of course avoid these red flags when hiring contractors. And I think that goes with everything in life, right? Whoever you're hiring, do due diligence, vet them out, see their past projects, and understand the process. find someone that's resourceful, helps you explain, the process and set the right expectations, right? Because a lot of times you don't know what you don't know, and you want me to have the right person guiding you through your process. With ADUs, it's a great opportunity. We just have to find the right partners and companies to help us make that dream come alive. So any last remarks and any tips you want to give to our audience?
Yes, I do. Actually, regarding to your issue, I know that you have to check license, but nowadays I think there's another thing coming out is like the contractor borrowing the license from someone else. Yeah, so they say, oh, I have a license. Okay, here's my license, but it's not their license. They borrow for someone else, someone who they retire or someone they work underneath. These like that too. So that's another thing you should be aware of. Yeah, having the license number doesn't mean that this is their license. But like you say, looking for the reference, the project, asking the client, asking the contractor, do you have a different reference phone number I can call? So to verify that you actually do the project and how's it look like, how's the experience. So that's also a very good thing.
One of the nastiest things you can do to a contractor starting it is to tell a client to go visit one of their current active job sites without notice. You show up and you a surprise inspection, so to speak. That would reveal me most as a homeowner. And then you can say oh, do I want my property to look like this? If so, then yeah, work with them. If not, then work someone else. But if I do a surprise inspection on the inside, it's always clean, meticulous, and everything's on schedule. So.
I think their industry, when you do a good job, you get referrals. People will spread the word, people write reviews, people will, give recommendations. But we have the power of the internet and social media. So with our community, if you do a bad job, if you do not have integrity, or you do certain things that our panelists mentioned, we wanted to remind people that, our network is very small. You want to be able to be protected, and people will vet you out. But nowadays, people are very savvy. They can find out you use someone else's license. They can find who you are. They ask references. So nowadays, we have to do our homework. Do research on our contractors and whom we're hiring, making sure that they have references for past projects. But at the same time, it's our approach, right? Because with us in our industry, is the approach and the ask. When you want references, or you want referrals, or you want certain information to make sure that this contractor is legitimate. So those are just very, very expensive mistakes that can happen if you don't contact the right contractor, you're not working with the right contractor.
Okay, can I just add one last thing? We can talk about this all day, but sorry, I'm going to wrap it up because I know Paige is looking at me. So we're in real estate. You can buy and sell homes, right? Can you raise your hand if you think we can buy and sell an ADU? Yes, you can sell and buy an ADU now with AB 1033. Right? It is a state law that allows you to sell an ADU separately from your existing home, which is like a whole new market that just opened up. And our company was the first to do it in the state of California, so it's really exciting. Yeah, a lot of opportunities.
My last take is build the right way, live a peaceful life.
That's right. Such an exciting topic. Give them a round of applause, everybody. Okay, next we have asset. Protection and estate planning. Please come to the stage Lou Anthony Lamone, Hannah Fung, David Wright, and Tracy Klein. This is our last panel. Everyone, if you have not taken a seat, please sit down. We have a very exciting topic. We're almost done. Just a friendly reminder, we do have a raffle for those who registered online who are present. You're entered to win a round-trip flight to Vietnam, courtesy of Vietnam Airlines. But in exchange, if you do not want to go to Vietnam, it's going to be $1,000 cash. So we'll go around the room. If you go ahead and introduce yourself, your company, and just a brief intro.
doing living trust, will, estate planning in general, and probate and court. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Wing. I'm a founder of One Top Tax and Accounting, ORSA. So the firm has been established about 10 years, and I'm working in tax and accounting more than 15 years. We're doing personal tax, in business tax, and tax planning. Thank you.
Hello. Hello, my name is Lou. I am a partner at Nguyen & Lamone, a divorce law firm. That law firm is dissolving this year. I am also a founder of Lou Anthony Law Office, where I specialize in breaking people up.
Hello, my name is David Wright, and I'm a broker at PHP Insurance, where we do also taxes and health insurance, we do commercial insurance, property insurance, workers' comp. So we try to be a full service company.
And these topics are, I have to be very candid, they're not the sexiest topics to talk about, but it's very important, within our lives, building families. It's all about protection and understanding what is it that we need to do, down the line and expect the unexpected. So thank you so much for being here and taking time out of your Saturday. Okay, so for estate planning, what is the difference between a will and a living trust, and why does it matter?
Thank you. And one of the most important things that different between the two is that if you do have a will, you still need, not you because you are not around at that time anymore, so your beneficiary will still need to go through a probate procedure, and then it's very costly. This takes a lot of time. I can give you a very high level number of that. I think that most of us have at least a primary home, and with $1 million value or market value of the house, then the total probate cost may be ranging from $20,000 to easily $30,000, and including statutory fee for attorney, assessment, and all other related costs. The difference is that one can avoid probate, which is a trust, and one that the beneficiary still have to go to the probate.
What happens if a homeowner passes away without an estate plan in California?
So we call that intestacy. So it means that when one passed away without leaving a will, without leaving a trust, without leaving any documentation, then again, probate is a high burden for the beneficiary. And also, I think that for this discussion, I know that we have limited time today, but also think about the medical recovery law as well. So generally that if you leave no document, but you leave your property, then your beneficiary will need to go through probate. And the government might collect Medicaid. In California, we have Medicaid benefits for long-term care, like nursing home, in-home services, and also hospitalization. So they can collect it. They will collect it before allowing your beneficiary just to take the shares in your estate.
And then for insurance, what insurance coverage do most homeowners not realize they need?
That's a good question. I'd probably say personal asset protection, like personal property protection, because your homeowner's insurance is going to cover like the basic things like your sofa, your TV, and your kitchen. But if you have anything extra valuables that you think might be covered under your property insurance, you might need to list that separately under like a separate policy that you pay a little more premium for.
We're currently having a live session on stage, so if you're towards the back, you can just tone it down a little bit. Thank you. And why are insurance premiums increasing so much in California right now?
Well, I would say most of that. Yeah, most of that's due to the extreme weather and the fires and earthquakes that have happened recently. But they are doing a lot to try to mediate that and bring the cost of the premiums down. So I know right now there's the California Fair Plan. So if you don't qualify for insurance, you can qualify for the Fair Plan. But even with the Fair Plan, they're trying to kick everyone off of it. So they're welcoming the insurance companies to come back to California, and, which means that they're going to allow the premiums to actually go up a little bit for the next year or two to help get a little bit of solvency into the system. So, but what that means is over time it will bring the cost of the premiums down. But we're basically going to have to pay for like any future catastrophes up front before they happen. That way, when they do happen, we'll be prepared.
And what should homeowners ask the insurance agent before buying or renewing a policy?
I would just go over the specific coverages that you require for your. Everyone has a different scenario, especially if you're having an ADU, which we just talked about. You might get ADU insurance, but realize that it doesn't actually cover everything that you were expecting it to. So everyone's looking for the quick, low premium, especially if you just bought a home. You probably spent all your money on buying your house, and now you realize you got to buy insurance. You might not have thought about that. And what the cost of that might be. So you might just pay for like the cheapest insurance. That's not going to cover everything that you want covered. So if you're going to go back and re-look at your policy, I would just break it down, see what's actually covered, what's not covered.
Great, thank you. And then for the tax, what are the biggest tax benefits of homeownership?
Well, if you own a house, the regulation, that's the first thing. But talking about tax, the benefit if you own a house is that you can, now you can have another option, which is itemized deduction instead of standard deduction, which, is fixed by the IRS, 15K a year. It will change every year, but, now you can deduct whatever you pay for your mortgage, whatever you pay for the property tax. That was, if you don't own a house, you cannot deduct those things. And it could be, like 30, 40K. So I would say that's the main things for if you own a house. Besides that you have properties.
And then what tax mistakes do homeowners or investors commonly make?
One of the things that I always been asked, should I just hide my rent income? Should I just not report that because I don't want to pay tax? But unfortunately, if you don't report your rent income, then you cannot deduct the loss. Let's say, do it a smart way, report it, because you own something, right? You generate income, right? You just report it. But find something else, like find deduction, for example, depreciation, but maintenance, or you hire someone to cleaning, everything, you can deduct that. That's need like a tax strategy behind the scene. So don't be afraid to report, to just not like, I just need to take cash. No, other than cash. No, just report it. But find a good CPA to do the tax planning for you.
And lastly, what should families know before transferring property to their children?
I would defer that to my attorney who do the living trust. This is, an amazing tool that everyone should do living trust. And one of the things would be give and inherit. So be advised by a CPA or your attorney how you structure your property because those things will be different.
Can I just add in, so you know that attorney and CPA should be a dual assistant to your
family because you know that we are not having an effective planning without looking at the taxes consequences, and then you should not make a move with your taxes without looking at the legal consequences. So that's why I'm working very closely with Vanessa, not only for very high net worth profile, but you know that we are like middle class as well, and that is my recommendation. Please just don't take it like lightly for any of legal in Texas.
And of course, when the inevitable happens, what typically happens to a home during a divorce in California?
Hello. Can you repeat the question?
What typically happens to a home during a divorce in California?
Yes, okay, so first I want to ask the audience, how many of you guys are married? Oh, you're getting divorced that soon, right? Okay, how many are not married? Okay, just trying to see who's single here. Okay, so what happens in a divorce is generally you will argue about the house. You will fight over realtors who's going to sell it. If you can't decide which realtor you want, the judge will decide for you. You will pay attorneys to make that decision. You will lose maybe a lot of time and a lot of money in that process to eventually just sell the house and divide it equally. Sometimes, if you're able to, you can prove up what we call a separate property claim. So for instance, if you inherited money, like $300,000 for a down payment for the house, that spouse who inherited that money, they get that $300,000 first. But generally what happens is that you're going to sell it, fight over it, and lose a lot of money.
And then what financial mistakes should couples avoid during a divorce involving real estate?
I think the biggest financial mistake, or I guess cautionary tale you can do to avoid the negative consequences of a divorce is probably not to get married. The second most common mistake, I guess, one of the common mistakes in a divorce when selling a house is being too emotion driven. Okay, I've had cases where husband and wife are arguing and spending attorney's fees on how much they should list the house for, which is, stupid because I would just tell them, just listen to the realtor. They would spend a lot of time and money arguing about which offer to accept, which is stupid because you just don't choose the highest offer. And instead, they let their emotions drive. So sometimes husband will have their chosen realtor and they're the ones who prevailed and got the realtor. And sometimes a spouse will decide to jeopardize the sale for emotional reasons, such as they're no longer in the house because of a restraining order and they don't have any custody of the kids. So it essentially becomes a war between what used to be two lovers. And they essentially lose a lot of their net worth to the process. I think that answers the question. Okay, cool.
It's interesting because as we went to the first panel was the how to start the home buying process. So we get couples that are newly minted, newlyweds, happy. Every decision is just rainbows and butterflies. But when it goes down the line and you get the point that you have to contact Lou and have to talk about divorce, that's when you're kind of experiencing the worst state of people. Like you said, right? It's just now instead of lovers, now they're enemies. And you're having to strategize and figure out what's the best approach, dealing with high emotions, on top of already a very complicated process. So what advice would you give someone trying to protect the future financially after divorce?
I would say that if you want to protect your financial future from a divorce, is to not get married. The second most important, I guess the second best thing you can do is get a premarital agreement. The third and worst option, second to worst option, is to get a postmarital agreement. And I guess, what number I'm on? Fourth or fifth? The last option is just to wing it, which is what like 90% of everyone who goes through a divorce does, because I can get into like the philosophy of marriage and why it's a archaic but still widely held institution in America, or just in general. I don't want to be, country specific, but I won't. I would say that those three things that I discussed: don't get married, premarital agreement, or postnuptial agreement. Those are probably your best bets at not losing all of your money in a divorce. You know how they say like you lose 50% of your net worth in a divorce? It's more like you lose 2/3 of your net worth because the attorneys take the other third. And that happens when you just keep on arguing with each other about really dumb things, especially when kids are involved. Some of my cases involve like, should the child do baseball or soccer? And they have spent like $100,000 in court over these issues. That's like a down payment on a condo here, or half the down payment on a condo here. Anyway, I think I answered the question.
So we know when we reach the stage of divorce, we talk to Lou, and if we are looking for insurance, we seek out David. But regarding CPA and estate planning, a lot of people don't know this, but how early should they seek out, to speak to someone?
It would never be too early to start. So that's my advice. Because what we are doing is a revocable planning, so you can change it, you can adjust it, you even can cancel it. Or if there's nothing changed, I also would recommend that you review it after a certain time, like 5 years, 10 years. So the early, the better. So that's really the advice. And I just want to, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to ask, like, how many of you here already have your living trust and estate planning set up? Wow, not so many. So thank you, sir. So not so many. So for others, yeah, that's what you should do. That is the advice.
So what are some parting words or advice you want to give to our audience before we finish? What advice would you give to our audience?
My advice in terms of taxes, not seeing me in April 15, please. Because if you see me in April 15, I will do the extension, which some of you don't want to hear that. But the truth is, if you want to have a tax planning strategies and a good one, please always do around like October or so that your CPA can have plenty of time to plan for you. If you come to see the CPA on the 15th, I would, especially me, I would prefer, the best that I can will be do the extension, because I need time if you want to save more tax and if you don't want to pay 200%. So that's it. Thank you.
One piece of advice for me
That you haven't said already.
that I haven't said already is you should get married. Maybe you should get married if that person is the right person for you. You're married to your job. That's not the right person for you. But you should also have a conversation of what marriage means before doing it. Primarily because you're entering into a legal contract, and almost none of you know what the terms are of that contract. I know many of the terms. You should probably at least chat GPT it, or Google it, talk to a lawyer, because people enter their marriages because of emotional reasons, and they do not realize that it has such a meaningful impact on the rest of the life, because now you are sharing every paycheck, every asset you earn, every house, even the inheritance that you received from your mom for the down payment. Even though California law says that's your money, it still gets fought over. And and like attorneys will take $100,000 of that $300,000. So my advice to you, for all of you lovers out there, is to ensure that when you right swipe on that person, they have the same financial values as you, they have the same child rearing values as you, and you are not just, I don't know, trying out marriage, if that makes sense. It's a contract, everyone, and it will destroy your generational wealth if it fails.
Co-counsel, may I just say something?
Yes.
So I think that's very good advice. But you know that if we are in a marriage already, and then now we have to think about those emotional decisions, I think that we should plan for it and then do it in a better way. Do you know that right now the new trending of "Would you marry me?" is like, "Would you please divorce me?" So I think that's, that means a lot. We are not doing it in a way to impact our children, our very hard-earned property. So I think that going through emotional process of a divorce is really terrible, but be prepared for it and do it in the best way that you could. That would help a lot.
I agree.
Thank you.
And David?
Yeah, I think that the advice I would give this panel is education. I think for all of us, educating ourselves, like the cross-education we're receiving here today is really important. But also educating yourself on your own personal situation, so we don't run into the trouble in the future. Is just understanding, like our homeowner's policy. Is it the right policy? At the end of the year when I do my taxes, have I done everything that I can do to maximize that benefit? But the most important education I think we could give today is to our children, and I love that we have all these children here today, but I wish I had that education growing up, because it took me well into my adulthood to think about or understand any of this. And if I had, when I was 18 or 20, taken a lot of these steps we're talking about today, I would be in a way better position. So we can teach our communities and our youth.
I agree.
I think this topic was just, it's very heavy, but it also requires a lot of preparation and understanding, who to talk to, because it's never too early. And of course, going through life stages and challenges, being able to have the right people to talk to guide you through the process. Because a lot of paperwork, a lot of legal documents, so being able to have someone right by your side to understand everything from A to Z. And I think, with being part of the organization, having resources, that's the number one thing. As you go through the home buying process, you have the home, and now, what happens after the home? Life changes, relationship changes, and now you have to plan for the aftermath. So, your panel is the most one, I would say one of the most important, is one of the most heavy, but I think it's one of the most real for our community and guests to understand, to protect themselves in their wealth building. So thank you very much all for being here. Give a round of applause. Everyone's waiting for, we have the raffle. You must be present to win, okay? This is for the round trip flight to Vietnam via Vietnam Airlines. Randy, can we have you pull the raffle up here for the grand prize? So in equivalent, if you do not want to travel, you can exchange your ticket for $1,000 cash. But if you're like me, I'm going to be the next flight out. I'll fly out tomorrow. You will not see me. Okay, so give it a spin. Thank you Vietnam Airlines for your sponsorship and your donation. It's a very, very exciting moment. Can we have some drum roll? This is the moment everyone's been waiting for.
Everybody got those 3 numbers all right? You did? Good job. Okay.
The winner?
0, 7, 6, 3, 1. Anybody got up to that point? Yay? Raise your hand, please. Okay, good job. 7, 6 is the last one. 0, 7, 6, 3.
Thank you everyone for coming. This is a very informative section and summit all related to real estate. And I'm looking to be the winner today. Thank you.
Does he get a voucher or
Please present the voucher. He's not going home without it, or else his wife gonna have to file for a 50-50 split on that ticket somehow. Congratulations.
courtesy of Vietnam Airlines? All right, everyone, that concludes our real estate summit. Thank you all so much for coming.
Please make sure you stick around, talk to the vendors and all that stuff before you guys take off.
We also have barbecue that's right up front for purchase. Make sure you stop by their booth. Thank you everyone for coming and joining us today in our Silicon Valley. Thank you to all our volunteers.